People in the chat, what's your skincare routine like? How many steps do you have, or are you kind of building your collection? Do you know what you like? For me personally, my priorities with skincare is I look at ingredients a lot, and then I'm just trying to be a realist about it. Like, I would love to be the type of woman who can wash and do 10 steps right before I go to bed, but I'm just like so tired at the end of the day. After a DJ set, I'm just like, all right, we're going to do face wash. At minimum, I have to wash my face. And then if I'm not destroyed, then maybe 2 serums, 3 products after I wash my face, and like, that's it. Maybe 1, if I'm honest. But Dial Jess is the opposite. Her face, no matter what hour we're done DJing, no matter what partying happened before, best believe she's taking 2 hours or whatever it is to do all of the steps, and it's paying off.
It's at least 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So for me, my skincare, I went through it in a previous chat, but it's really just like retinol and vitamin C are the 2 ingredients I prioritize the most. Topical vitamin C. Yeah, Katie, I think we might be in kind of a similar space where it's like 2-3 steps every day, and then a mask here and there. Valerie, darling, BHA solutions are great. I'm all about it. I have one from The Ordinary, the AHA BHA that's like dark red.
I love that one.
Yeah.
We're using that today.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that one I'll do like about once a week or so, and I feel like I'm like a baby afterwards. Yeah. DJ Snoopy, we'll find out. Are you asking me if my skincare is like that every day, or are we talking about Dial Jess? She's going to go through her whole routine, so I guess you'll get the answer then. And Valerie, yes, SPF is definitely a big part of it. I mentioned this last time, but if you are planning to use retinol, vitamin C, any of those like kind of more potent active ingredients, you need to use it in conjunction with sunscreen. And if there's only one takeaway from all this, it's sunscreen is like the most important skincare product, because everything else doesn't matter if you're not protecting your fresh baby skin from the sun. Fraggle Rock, yeah, it will be up on my Twitch page for like a few weeks, and I'll archive it on YouTube too for anyone that misses it or needs to go back. And yes, SPF 30 or more all day.
Oh, I'm like a 50.
From what I understand, SPF 50, like I still go with like 45, 50 just because that's where my mind's at. But when you start getting into like SPF 100, it's really just marketing. It can't do much more. All right, Jess, we ready the people to see you? Okay.
I'm ready.
Here you go. Hi.
Hi, look at my bare face.
Isn't she stunning? Oh my, I feel like, what a subtle flex. I don't have any product on. Hi. Okay.
Do you want to just jump right into it?
Well, let's start let's start with just letting people get to know you, because some people just are joining now. How old are you? Let's start there.
I'm 40 years old, and I've been a psycho about skincare since I was 26. So
okay, yeah, that was like my next question, because I feel like people are always stunned about your age, and I think that a lot of it is attitudinal. We've talked about this before. I think it's like your effervescent personality, the fact that you DJ, your lifestyle, like you scream, I'm a young person, which is, but your skin, as someone who's seen her up close, is also really phenomenal. You know, we all know that people who aren't as melanated tend to age a little bit, quicker than their melanated peers, but her skin's amazing. And whatever you've been doing since 26, like how did you know what to get into? What is your process for deciding what products you like or don't like?
Okay, so when I was like 26, 25 or something, I found this book called The Skincare Solution by, I want to say, Dr. Leslie Bauman. And it just like opened my eyes. That's when I started using a vitamin C serum. And sunscreen wise, luckily I was pretty into like the goth aesthetic from a fairly early age. So I haven't been tan since the 90s. Like I was tan once in 2002 for Winter Beach or Winter Music Festival, Winter Music Conference in Miami. So that was like the last time I was actually tan.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then sunscreen. So I started with that book, and then I got into like vitamin C serum, and then I moved to like Retin A. And if you want to do like the simplest skincare routine in the world, you can just get a really gentle cleanser, a vitamin C serum, like plain old moisturizer, and sunscreen for day. And then at night you add like a retinol. If you have health insurance, it's like $5, for a tube of retinol. Otherwise it's crazy, or Retin A. Otherwise it's like crazy expensive.
Right. Retin A is more expensive. If you aren't trying to get a prescription or happen to go to Mexico, Retin A is like so much cheaper. It's totally different system down there. But you can always buy over-the-counter retinol, which is not as potent as Retin A, but you can, if you're just getting started, you don't want to jump right into Retin A anyways. You want to kind of help your skin build up a tolerance to the vitamin A is what that is. Just one thing that you don't talk about too often, it's public info, but you don't talk about it often. You are a cancer survivor.
Yes. Yeah. So here's the thing. Chemo destroys your skin. Like I felt like I aged like 10 years, maybe like more after I went through chemo. And so at that point I was just like, fuck, what do I do? So that was when I learned about vampire facials. And that is when you basically, it sounds really gnarly. So they draw some blood, spin it around in a centrifuge, and then separates the platelets from like the rest of the blood. The platelets have the growth factors in them, so then they microneedle that like all into your skin. And you can do it once every 4 to 6 weeks. I did a series of like 6 of those, and I felt like it brought my skin totally back. So since the pandemic, I haven't been able to do it in like months. So I feel like I'm so haggard looking. I'm so hideous.
No,
but
not at all.
That is like the most awesome thing you can do. And if you buy a package, it's expensive, but it's not like, I don't know. I don't know what people pay for like Botox and fillers and stuff, but it's got to be less than that. So
yeah. Desert Hag said, I feel like on some level we all knew some vampire stuff was involved. Yeah, actually, when we posted about this on Instagram, our friend Greg Corner was like, Jess, don't share our secrets. The market for blood is already quite expensive.
Yep. So that's a huge thing. Not everybody can afford it. So I'd say like if you're gonna strip everything down, just like you can go mild with your face wash and your moisturizer, and then do a vitamin C serum, do an SPF. The thing with vitamin C serum too, like, is that it adds an extra level of protection for your skin underneath the SPF. So even if like, say you can't like reapply your sunscreen, you will have like an extra layer of protection just from the vitamin C.
Right, because vitamin C provides antioxidants for your skin.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, it's a nice buffer. Okay, so you told us, how you've been doing this for a while. You've tried kind of, I call them like new age treatments, right? The blood facials like newer. Yeah. And now products that you traveled with, you're not even home right now. How did you prioritize what you packed? Did you just bring everything? Everything.
I brought pretty much everything. Yeah, because I brought a lot of travel size things too. And then like, I use a lot of like serum size things that are like an ounce. So
yeah.
Plus I drove and I didn't fly. So
okay, that helps.
Yeah, I just brought everything.
Question in the chat is it your own blood? It's definitely your own blood, right?
Yes, it's your own blood.
Not virgin blood.
No. I mean, like even sometimes I got really sick when I was doing cancer treatments, and I had to get like I multiple times I had to get like blood transfusions, and it was really crazy because I was like, you feel so amazing afterward, like you feel like you legit like do feel younger, and
Yeah.
I was like, so I don't know what there is like to it exactly. I know as far as like on the surface, it's all about like the platelets and the growth factors. And there are some serums that you can buy over the counter that mimic that have like growth factors. They're like some of them, I guess they're derived from human stem cells, like in a lab, and they're more expensive. But if you want to maybe not go like the vampire route, that's another thing you can do.
Does it hurt? Is there any pain involved with blood facial?
Yeah, it feels like a really bad sunburn afterwards. So when they're doing the needling itself, they put a numbing cream on you, and so it's fine. It doesn't really hurt. You look disgusting. Like
Yeah,
I won't do it if I have to work for like 2 days. I can't do it, so I have to like make sure I do it like on a.
Right. I was going to ask you about the recovery time because I could swear there was a time when we were going to do something. You're like, wait, I have a blood facial scheduled.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of gnarly. You can cover it up with like like a tinted sunscreen and stuff, but I like to just lay low at home for like 2 days. And it's not that bad. It just looks like you have a bad sunburn, but it's not pretty either.
Okay. But then, and then how, so 2 days kind of recovery, but at what point in that, after the recovery or after the procedure, treatment, sun procedure, like when does your skin start looking, great and baby-like?
So day 5, you're like, okay, I don't look like a monster anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's about a month later where you're like, damn, I'm not wearing any makeup. Like I look good. So
yeah,
it takes about like a month or so. And then they're cumulative results too. So like after, like I bought a package, or I had done, here's what I did. This is why I could afford it. I had done a DJ trade for services. So I had DJ'd an event for like this, like a med spa or something like that. And we just did a trade because I was like, look, I can't afford these facials. You can't afford my rates. Like, let's just.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's perfect. I love that. By the way, hello to everyone in the chat. I see all of you reading your comments. I'm just not, I'm going to try to focus our chat on her routine because there's a lot of steps. So I won't get a chance to shout everyone out right now. But I see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, nice to see familiar faces in the chat. Okay, so let's jump into the routine. Let's talk about what you got to do.
I'm going to wash my face for the people. This is so weird.
I love it. I love it so much.
All right, so we were talking about a double cleanse. So I use these. Tell me somebody in the chat or you, Lani, if I'm pronouncing it right, but Hada Labo. So it's Japanese. So this is like the oil cleanser. You do this first on dry skin. So if you wear sunscreen, it'll basically stay in your face forever. So you just like, you want to rub it in like on dry skin. And then when you wash it off, it kind of like, it'll turn like milky white, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you kind of want to like go through that, get it off your face.
So, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to explain to the folks while you wash your face, like the reason why 2-step cleansing is kind of popular, oil cleanses are a really great way to break down makeup, especially waterproof makeup or waterproof, water-resistant sunscreen. Yeah?
So here's the second step is this cleanser is like, it's a foam cleanser. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, which is really moisturizing, but not like in an oily way. So it'll get like the traces of oil off your face from the first step, any like leftover makeup. The oil cleansing's pretty good. It gets rid of like almost like all makeup, like even like waterproof mascara.
And Fraggle Rock, absolutely. Yeah, it's about oil versus water solubility. So first one is addressing some of the tougher, products or oils on your skin. And then the second one is just kind of cleaning any residue that's remaining. Carmen asks, how vigorously do you massage?
Oh, okay. It depends. Sometimes, like, if I really want to get into it, I stopped using a Clarisonic years ago. I used one of these guys.
The Foreo?
The Foreo, yeah. It's silicone, so it doesn't, like, get bacteria. And again, like, what you can do is you just, like, you can put your cleanser, like, directly on it, press the button, it sounds like a vibrator, and it's really exfoliating, but, like, in a kind of gentle way.
Right.
Another thing, like, if you, like, say, I don't know, you want like plumper lips, but you don't want to do anything like really sketchy to your face.
Yeah.
It's really good for like exfoliating your lips, and then when you like put like really moisturizing things like on your lips later, you have like a clean slate, but also like they're just a little bit plumper from like the massage aspect, you know?
Right. Yeah, just keeping circulation going.
Okay. So now for the scary part. This one's fun. I'm gonna do the mask.
Is this the ordinary one?
Yep.
Okay, so this is not blood that she's using. It looks like blood.
It
So
totally looks like blood.
On Instagram, a lot of people will say it's a blood facial, but Dial Jess has done both types. She's doing this one today, not blood. Okay, no blood has been drawn from any arms.
So it's incredibly gnarly looking, and why am I doing this?
Because it's amazing.
But
for anyone that's new in the chat, we are 2/3 of Club Mesh. We provide you with quality music and entertainment.
okay. So
are you not living for this content?
all right, so this is what it looks like. It's the ordinary. It's
AHA, BHA,
alpha hydroxy and beta hydroxy peeling solution. You can leave it on up to 10 minutes. For brevity's sake, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just like rinse it off really quick right now.
Yeah.
And you don't need that much time with it either because it's so acidic. Like
yeah, it's really sloughs off dead skin. And I find that like, yeah, the first time you use it, you might leave it on for 8 minutes or 10 minutes. But if you use it routinely, you only need it for like 5.
Yeah. And I use this like once or twice a week, I think. Okay. Especially if you're using Retin-A, it's good because it kind of, Retin-A makes you flake a little bit, so it'll get rid of like those surface flakes. At the same time, you don't want to use them both all the time. You'll end up irritating your skin.
Totally.
So, let me rinse this off really quick.
Okay. Yeah, so what Jess mentioned with Retin-A or retinol, retinoids, it's all same family. It's vitamin A. What it does is it pushes new skin to the surface. And if the formula is a little too strong, it can cause a bit of peeling. If you notice peeling, then either use a little bit less product, generally, or find a less intense formulation. But.
Okay. So the other cool thing about the peeling solution is that it makes your skin like feel really soft, but it's also like got rid of like that layer of dead skin, which will help all of your products absorb better. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and do my daytime routine. But I brought the things to show you about the nighttime routine too. So daytime routine, depending on how your skin feels, like if you feel really like flaky, you can use something acidic again, like the ordinary, or if you've like just done something acidic like that peel, I like to use the Misha First Treatment Essence. It's kind of like a dupe of, what's the really expensive one?
SK2?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a dupe for that. They say to put it on a cotton pad. I don't do that because it's kind of expensive. I usually just like splash it into my hands and kind of like rub it around. Wait for it like to kind of dry a little bit. And The thing with essences is like no one can tell you exactly what they do. It's just that you can tell when you're not using it. So it's um it's basically like a first, like, so in the Korean skincare kind of routine, you go by texture, like from like lightest and thinnest like to thickest. So you start with something really light that's basically like water, and then you can move on to a serum. This is SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic, which is kind of like the gold standard of vitamin C serums. So
Yeah.
I often find like sample or travel sizes on eBay,
Yeah.
and it adds up to, because if you buy like the serum is like, it's like $160 an ounce or something insane like that.
Jeez.
So if you buy it on eBay, you can often find like the equivalent for like, if you're buying it like in the travel sizes or the sample sizes, you can buy like 5 milliliter, 6 milliliter travel sizes for like $50.
That's a good little hack.
And it's the same. Yeah.
So a friend of mine, Isabel, she's crazy like eBay power seller, and she's always like, yeah, people love samples and this and that, and now I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. And also like they're not allowed to sell you the samples like in, say like a dermatologist office or something.
Right.
They'll just give it away. So a lot of people will just have a ton and sell them.
Yeah.
But here's something, if even that is like too pricey, using these two things together, there's the ordinary, it's ascorbic acid and alpha arbutin, which is like a skin lightening agent, and then resveratrol and ferulic acid. Those are kind of equivalent to like the same formula, except it's from the ordinary, so it's cheaper.
Right.
That's what I use when I'm like scrimping.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's step 1. Or like, no, that's like step 5.
Okay, you guys want to help us keep track of steps? Okay, so we've done 2 face washing steps. Somebody type this in the chat so you guys can help me track these 2 face. Okay.
Oil cleanse, foam cleanse, essence, vitamin C.
Okay, so we had...
and now we're on to peptides.
Okay.
So the difference between like my day routine and my night routine is that my day routine is the serum from the ordinary with matrixyl and hyaluronic acid. The nighttime one has copper in it, and copper and vitamin C don't mix. So that's why at night I'll skip the vitamin C and I'll make sure that I do this. With both day and night routines, though, I will also mix in a little bit of this, which is stupid expensive, but it totally works. It's Tns Recovery Serum, and it has like the growth factors in it, similar to like getting a blood facial, right?
Yeah.
So I'll mix that in with, my day or night serum. And I do pat things in, but for the like lower, like earlier steps, I rub them, and then later I'll pat, just so like things don't
move around too much or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. I got a product from a gig by Rescue Skin, and it has like human like stem cells stuff. I think it's probably like the same type of product that you have. We'll have to compare, but again, not someone's actual blood, but like they've engineered it from human matter.
Right.
Yeah.
At some point
there were
a human was involved. Okay. So we're right here, and I'm going to let that absorb for like a little bit.
Okay.
At the same time, I will do like an eye treatment. So this is one that I like a lot. It's the same company as The Ordinary, but it's their like kind of higher end, like more focused line.
Yeah, I bought something from them recently.
It's good. So this is an eye serum, which I like because sometimes eye creams will be like so heavy that they will give you like milia, basically like,
Yes.
yeah,
I have one that literally it's been there for like 6 months or like a year or something because I used
yeah,
an eye cream from Laneige and my skin did not like it.
yeah. And it's basically just like, a clogged pore that you can't get rid of. And you have to like, maybe a dermatologist can. So
Yeah, I had
I like to
3.
use the serum. Yeah. So serum. And then this is awesome. This is same parent company as The Ordinary, and it's the Lip Biolipid Concentrate. And it is awesome.
So that brand that's a step up from The Ordinary, it's Nyod.
Yeah, Nyad.
It's
It's like non-invasive
yeah,
something.
the parent company is Decium, but if you go to Decium or you look up The Ordinary, you can easily, they'll kind of upsell you on the other products or other brands. Okay.
So since we're doing day, I'm not going to do the nighttime things, but I'll walk you through. There's more.
Okay.
So at night, like I will, I'll kind of let this soak in for a bit because when you're doing Retin-A, you don't want to do it on freshly washed skin.
Yeah.
It's kind of irritating. So at night, I will do Retin-A after I let this sit for like a little bit. And then you kind of seal everything in. So I will use, so here's 2 like different sleeping masks. This one is from Laneige. I like this one a lot. It's a little more high end. This one is from Etude House. It's another Korean brand, much cheaper, and it works pretty much just as well.
Okay.
Here is something though that I swear by, and Miss Chestnut turned me onto this. This is a lip sleeping mask, which I was like, why does anyone need that? That's so dumb. But oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you sleep with like a layer of this on, you will wake up with like the most plump, like moist lips. It's amazing. I swear by that shit.
So if you guys don't know, Dial Jess and Chestnut are 2 product junkies, like Sephora Rouge status, which means you spent like X dollars in like a year on skincare. Anyways, they're very serious about their skin and beauty products, and I think have really inspired me to not be a cave woman.
And here's a step I'll skip just because it takes like 20 minutes, but I will show you.
Yeah.
And another step I will do is a mask, and these ones from Innisfree I really, really love. This is probably my favorite. You look like you're wearing like someone else's skin over your own face, and they're delightful. But if you go to Innisfree, you can like they have a million different kinds, and they're really great. And none of them are more than like $5 a mask, I think.
Right.
So,
For
all
people
right,
in
you
the
guys
chat,
want to get?
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say, for people in the chat, like Jess has kind of mentioned some hacks for things being more affordable. Like the eBay one was a new one. I didn't know. That's brilliant. And for most of the things that you've gone through, there is like an affordable alternative, whether it's like The Ordinary or Ennis or something like that, which I think is really
Yeah,
cool. But if you
yeah,
want to
I
get bougie,
definitely.
sky's the limit.
Yeah, it depends. Like,
Right.
like this, I don't use all the time, but I've been using it more during the pandemic because I can't get my stupid vampire facials. So
Right.
I've been
We
using
need
that more.
human stem cells.
I need them.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need them in my face.
So yeah, let's move on. Sorry.
Let's get weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So excited for
So
this.
now,
That's
All
my
right.
phrase. I think that Chess's button is it's fine. Mine's like I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay. This is when it gets weird. So this is a really old school version of the NuFace because, like, again, I've been doing skincare like a psycho for like over 10 years. So this I bought like probably like 2008, 2009 or something.
Is that like
right?
a Gen 1 NuFace?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, like her. So I saw hers, and it has like it uses a battery, like a physical battery.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Like,
uses a physical battery. It comes with a serum. The serum is kind of weird and I think, cosmetically inelegant. So what I use instead of the serum is I use, again, the ordinary, the Matrixyl hyaluronic acid. And I'll slap on like a thick layer, and the Evian is for like keeping it wet, because when you use the NuFace, you are basically like, it's an electrical current. So if you don't have a barrier, like a water-based barrier between like what's going on here and your skin, you will feel like little tiny zaps.
Right.
So this is basically a home version of like getting a microcurrent treatment in a salon. And it goes a little something like this.
Yes.
I'm going to do like a really fast version of this, but
Yeah.
you kind of just go like this.
So
and go ahead.
It shouldn't have any feeling, right? Like,
yeah, you can't feel it.
You're not, yeah. So just to share with people who aren't familiar with microcurrent treatments, like Jess was mentioning, you shouldn't feel any shocks if you have the right amount of like product on your face, like water and like a barrier. But if your skin is too dry or you don't have the right amount of product, then it shocks you, which you shouldn't be feeling. So
yeah. So this is like, you kind of feel like a crazy person doing this. At least I do.
I don't think it's crazy, but maybe because I also have one. No, but it's not. I don't think it's crazy because I think it's, people are doing it many ways, whether it's jade rolling, whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. I think the blood facial, that's like a little fringe, a little intense, but this is not crazy.
Okay. So let's get crazier.
Okay.
Here.
They want to know if you have a product fridge.
No, I don't. I keep everything in like a cool, dark place. So, like it's in a bathroom cupboard. It doesn't get that much light.
Okay.
Okay. So now this is like something that works like slightly different. And why do all facial machines look like sex toys? Like, they all do.
Well, they just have to make things like awkward for you.
Yeah.
You're like getting caught with a face thing. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
So this, I had one of these for years, and it's similar to microcurrent, but it's more like it kind of like drives the product like a little deeper into your skin, where microcurrent is more like about like kind of toning and like lifting the skin.
Right.
This is more about like driving things home. So it also has LED lights. So
dang,
you kind of do the same thing. I ended up buying 2 because it just makes like the process faster? Like faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you buy these things?
These I got from Amazon. And what you kind of want to look for is basically like LED light, because they're all kind of called different things, and these are actually like 2 different brands of the same thing.
Okay. They look pretty similar.
Yeah, I think they're all like the same manufacturer.
Probably.
But you do the same thing. Like when you're doing like for example, when you're doing a facial massage, you want to like pay attention to like the way that the face's natural lymphatic system works, which is like through here.
Right.
And like that's where like things kind of drain. So that's why like when you're doing facial massage, you go like this.
Yeah.
And when you're doing like any of these tools, you kind of want to go like exactly.
Okay.
Along the.
Will you do this in the same evening? Like, will you do microcurrent, NuFace, and this in the same routine?
Yeah, it depends how much time I have. Sometimes
Okay.
I'll just be like, I have nothing to do and I've got like some TV to watch, so
Okay.
I'll just do it like while I'm watching something. But again, like the steps are generally like the same.
We just
same
got
areas.
rated. Chongasaurus. Thank you so much for rating us with your party of 36. Welcome. I'm DJ Lani Love, and the big screen is my girl Dial Jess.
Welcome to this.
Yeah, we are a trio. We normally DJ together. We go by Club Mesh with our friend chest night, but today we're going through skincare because it's a question our chat and community is always asking us about. Chess and Jess are both in the 40 plus club and like radiating, good vibes. So Jess is being so sweet and sharing all of her secrets with us and like literally demonstrating a routine. So right now she's showing us a UV kind of product. Not UV, LED light. Sorry, not UV. LED light that helps push product into your skin. Hi, Raiders.
Let me get totally crazy on you for like one more second.
Okay.
So hold on a second.
So for people just joining, what we've gone through so far, we did a double cleanse, oil cleanser, foam cleanser, then an essence. Then it was a vitamin C serum. Then we talked about microcurrent products. And what's been really fun about this, I know everything Dial Jess has gone through in her routine. I just don't have that sort of discipline. So I'm very fascinated to hear that she does this like often. I'm kind of a 3-step gal: wash, a serum, and like a moisturizer. And that's like, Jess isn't doing this daily, but she's doing it often, correct?
I do it often. I try to do it minimum once a week. And I'm usually pretty good at doing about once a week. So sometimes I'll go like weeks without, but this is where it gets really totally nuts. So you can buy like LED light masks that you wear over your face, but they are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Like around a couple $100, I think, is generally where they start, and they kind of go up.
Yeah.
But here's a hack: is you can buy like basically plant grow lights will do the same. You just want to look for basically like the wavelength of the LED that you want to be using on your face is like about 630 to 660 nanometers, right? And so a hack that I learned is that you can buy these like plant grow lights and like totally use them on your face.
Yes.
And like the bulbs themselves will be like $40 a piece. And again, like, so I'll buy 2 to like save time. These things are bright as hell though. So you need to like straight up wear like eclipse goggles.
Right. Like this. Okay. No, let's get into it. Let's do this.
This is where you get insane.
This is quality content.
And
she didn't tell me. I didn't know. Oh my fucking...
Here we go.
I didn't.
So, this is me. That's how you do. So you'll do that for like 20 minutes.
Wait, hold on. We have to. I need to see it again.
Do you need a screen grab?
I need a screen grab. I'll just. Yeah, I totally need to see. We need a screen grab. That's all.
Okay. It's the shades are kind of the best part. So. All right. Are you ready?
Yes. Get your cursors buttons ready.
This is me.
Oh, this is so good.
Should I make this into an emote?
Yeah, this is definitely emote status. Let's go.
So that is like me with time on my hands, right?
Yeah.
That's not an everyday thing. The last 2 steps are pretty simple.
You just got 200 bits from David. Thank you, David.
Okay, so there's 2 ways that I go with moisturizer.
Wait, someone asked, how long do you hold the lights up?
I do like 5 to 10 minutes. And you can go up to like 20 minutes, I think.
Okay.
And the thing with like the lights is you definitely want to use eye protection.
Yes.
And closer to your skin is better. So like you can get right up on your skin and it's okay.
Yes. Thank you for the bits, Fraggle Rock.
And if you have tons of money, you can buy like a what are the expensive versions of it are like, oh god, there's a million expensive versions of it, like the red LED lights. Like you can buy like full on things that like are actually like human face shaped masks.
Right. So Alex asked is it UV? Will I get sunburned? No.
It's not
Right.
UV, it's
Right.
LED.
LED.
So, yeah. So LED is it's reparative. It like stimulates like collagen growth, and like people use it for like injuries and things like that. Like it
Right.
just helps your body repair itself
Right.
faster, and that goes for wrinkles. Um, so once you've scared your significant other and your pets,
It's a
you move on
test.
to moisture.
Okay.
So I like this one when I'm really, really dry. This is Belief. They have a few different versions. This is the True Cream Moisturizing Balm.
Okay.
And then there's this Tatcha water cream that is like less moisturizing, just a little bit lighter. We'll go with that. And then by the time I get to this stage, this is when I'm patting things in.
Yeah. Right, because at this point you've already have lots of products layered, so you're not trying to rub stuff around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like I'll rub like the first like layer or two of like actual products in.
Yeah.
And then after that you kind of pat. And then once that is kind of absorbed, we'll go through sunscreens because I wear so many different kinds.
And this is great because if if you're gonna add just one product to your whole routine after today, it should be sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
This is something that people don't often think about, which is your lips. So this is an SPF 25 for your lips. It's Jack Black. And I think it's like $7 a tube, maybe. It's not terribly expensive.
That's actually literally what I need to do next.
No, it's great. And it's not that expensive. And you just think like, no one thinks about putting sunscreen on their lips. So there you go. Now we've thought about it.
Right.
For me, I prefer using a physical sunscreen on my face. Really quick, like there's a difference. The main difference between like physical and chemical sunscreens is like chemical sunscreens work more like by like physical sunscreens are exactly what they sound like. They sit on top of your skin and they like physically deflect the rays.
Yep.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, chemical sunscreens like basically react with like
So like with physical, like you said, it's like it bounces back, and then with chemical,
Right.
it's like it absorbs, but it kind of just holds it in outside of your skin. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, while I'm waiting for my moisturizer to soak in, we'll just get into like chemical sunscreens.
Yeah.
I'll use chemical sunscreens on the rest of my body. I really like Japanese sunscreens. This is one of my new favorites. It's, I think this is Nivea. You can buy them on Amazon, and they're not too expensive, and they rub in like really, really quickly. So,
Right.
Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that when I'm doing like like all my crazy skincare goes all the way down like to like your cleavage, and then I'll do my hands too.
What is it, like face, neck, décolletage?
Décolleté. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you're going to the ocean and stuff, you really should just be using physical sunscreen anyways.
Yes.
Because chemical
Yes.
sunscreen is what's contributing to depletion of coral reefs and all that.
Yes, exactly. And
Damn
like
that evobenzene.
if you're looking for if you're looking for like a good physical sunscreen, you're going to get like one of the ones that make you look like really pasty and white. There's
Yeah.
just not too many elegant and affordable like physical sunscreens.
Right, because it comes down to I think it's what is it called?
The particle size.
Yeah, the particle size of the zinc oxide. Right.
Yep.
If it's cheaper, they don't mill it as well, and then you get like the visible
super thick white. Yeah.
paste.
This is my face sunscreen. It is awesome. It's Elta MD. It's like about maybe $28, maybe $30 a tube, something like that. But it lasts forever because I only use it on my face. And I will usually use like about that amount, right?
Yeah.
And I'll kind of pat it in. And oftentimes before I leave the house, like if I'm not wearing makeup,
Yeah.
and my day makeup has SPF in it as well, but if I'm not wearing makeup, a lot of times before I leave the house, I will do a second layer of this just to be safe.
Yeah, so I noticed you kind of pat on top of your eyelids. Do you worry about it like getting into your eyes?
It
No?
doesn't.
Doesn't.
This one doesn't. Mm-mm.
Awesome.
I have that problem with chemical sunscreens. They
Right.
run into my eyes,
And it
but this one
burns.
doesn't.
Awesome.
Mm-mm. Yep. And ta-da!
Ta-da. Okay, that was only...
How many steps was
I
that?
stopped. Literally couldn't keep up. So if vitamin C, if we left off there, is step 4. So let's, after vitamin
Okay.
C,
So vitamin C, and then a peptide serum.
so that's 5. Uh-huh.
Oh, and the TNS, the growth factors.
So that's 6. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of mixed those together, so I don't know if we'd count that as 2 separate steps or not, but
So
whatever. It's 6.
6. Okay.
And then we do eyes and lips.
Okay. So that's 7, 8.
And then we do a moisturizer.
9.
And then a sunscreen.
10. 10 step.
Boom.
Whoa, that's a beautiful number. You basically just lined yourself up with the K-Beauty
Yep.
countdown. So
Yep.
someone had asked about time. How long does this typically take?
Okay, so if you leave out like all of the gadgets, you can kind of get yourself like into like an assembly line sort of like mentality about it, and it's not that bad. It adds like I'd say like for me to like get ready for bed, including like flossing and brushing my teeth and everything, it's like 20 minutes. So
dang. Okay, so that's like the quick version, and then if you have time and we're doing gadgets, as long as you want to be doing them, what's that?
Let's say an hour,
Okay.
just to be like where you're not like rushing through it, but you're still doing everything.
Right. Yeah.
And that is like something I generally do like when like I feel guilty watching television.
Right.
So like if I'll like be like, oh my God, I really want to watch like some dumb TV show.
Right.
That's the time you do a stupid facial too. So.
And that's amazing. So there was a question from Jess Morals. What was a derma roller involved at any point? No, but we have a lot of gadgets, which is kind of similar.
No, and I do have a derma roller.
You do? Okay.
I do. I have a pen. And the only reason I would ever recommend somebody get a pen is that, well, I would recommend that you go to a dermatologist's office and get a treatment done first before you try doing it on yourself, because there's kind of a technique to it. And once you feel it being done on yourself and you can see, it's not like really that hard. Right. But there's all these steps that you want to take. So with the derma pen, you can change out the needles every single time. Like to get it done in an office is like hundreds of dollars. So if you're doing it at home, even if you're using a brand new like needle head every time, there's the initial investment of like the pen itself, which is like $100 or $200. And then the cartridges for the needles are $20. But over time, you're saving money. And again, and that's a whole nother thing. Like that's like numbing cream. It's a whole thing.
So
but
what motivates you? Because like I always talk to you about this. I'm like, you're so disciplined with your skincare and also supplements. We didn't even get into like that whole world of like supplements and lifestyle and all that. But like, what keeps you motivated to do all these things?
I don't know. It's basically like you look good, you feel good. And so these things do make a difference. Like I notice when I'm not taking care of myself, like if I'm overworked and I'm like really lazy about something, like I skip a night. And again, like if you get into kind of a habit, like treat it like an assembly line sort of situation. It's just like another, it's another extra 10 steps in your nightly routine.
Right. But I mean, I think this is kind of an interesting thing because it is, yes, of course, you want your skin to look the best that it can. But I think there's something about carving out time for yourself where you're like, this is just for me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you feel like really good. Like when you take the time to do like when I take the time to do a really ridiculous facial later in the day, like if I'm putting on makeup to go out or something like that, it just feels like, I don't know. It's this whole self-care thing and you just
Yes.
feel a little bit more like polished, like you notice your makeup goes on a lot smoother.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Celador said habits and rituals are healthy for growth and structure.
Yeah. And I think especially like if you're doing like, let's say you leave all the gadgets out. Let's say you leave like 6 of the 10 steps out.
Yeah.
If you're doing like something like that, like I think a serum feels good. Like it feels like this extra, like even if you're using a cheap one from the ordinary, it feels like there's something like a little bit luxurious about it. You're
Yeah.
not just like slapping on sunscreen.
Well, it
It's like,
comes in a little vial with like a little,
yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah,
And yeah, as far as brands go, like I really recommend checking out things from the ordinary because there's not a big investment. Pretty much everything is almost everything's under $10,
yeah.
and it's
Co-sign on
not
the
everything
ordinary.
works, but yeah,
Right. I think everything, like, you might find better formulation somewhere, but it's just a good place to get started.
yeah.
Another line I think is great is Versed. They're available at Target. Everything's 15 or under from them. And then if you're just going basic drugstore CVS, Versed is starting to get more distribution, but you like
Hmm.
CeraVe is like a decent drugstore brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah, I think like if I'm doing drugstore stuff, that's kind of my go-to as
yeah.
well. So
Cool. Well, that
that's it.
was amazing. I've taken up an hour of your time, but before you go, let's see. Anyone in the chat have anything they want to ask or say before we let the glowing goddess that is Dial Jess off the line? I mean, everyone's commented on what a beauty you are and your glow and all of that. I was like, man, just sitting in here in the dark shadows. So if anyone's new, I think most of you are just core Mesh Head fam. But if you're new, Club Mesh is us plus our friend Chess Knight, and we DJ every Friday together on Twitch. I'm kicking things off in a couple hours at 6 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. in the Midwest, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. We're playing party jams. Each of us do 2-hour sets, and you can find all three of us streaming on Twitch just about all the time. Dial Jess, especially, she's here 6 days a week. Sundays are a big favorite with
I
Disco
love
Church.
Sundays.
It's amazing. You know what was so funny actually, Jess? So my friends here, they watch your stream, and we were talking about how all of our streams have gone in different directions. Like we all started out just like we're just here, we're streaming, whatever,
Hmm.
and then with time over the months, our personalities have come out. We've added just very Twitch-esque, inside jokes and such. And I was like, "Have you seen the chicken bat?" And she was like, "Oh, I was there for the inception of, the beginning of Chicken Bat." So, and I was like, "Wow, I love that in person right now. I can talk to someone about the chicken
About the
bat."
chicken bat.
Yeah. Um,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I will be playing party jams as well tonight. So,
A
and
take
I'll be wearing a face full of makeup, and you guys will know that under that face full of makeup was 10 elaborate steps.
a beautiful freaking face. A takeaway was that you have a nose piercing they didn't know about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I mean, I know that I have a nose piercing, but I guess you can't see it like unless you're super up close.
Yeah, I think the camera's too far to see.
This is it's a jewelry designer named J. Colby Smith, and he has a shop online. It's called like 108 something, but I think you can just Google J. Colby Smith and find his designs. He's really great. He pierced me. I've had this for like 5 years,
Yeah.
maybe. And when I got pierced, it was like I didn't want something that you could really see,
Yeah.
like unless you were up close.
Right.
And I also wanted the feeling of getting a needle stabbed through my face just to feel like a badass for a little bit. So
I wanted septum piercings. I've been wanting one for a long time. But because I've been wearing glasses so much, I feel like it's just too many things on the face,
On
you
the
know?
face.
Yeah,
I wear glasses too. That's why I like this one. It's really small. You can't see it unless like you're up in my face.
super
So
cute. Love it. Okay.
yay.
Well, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you in a couple hours for Club Mesh. And Jess, thank you. This is so much fun. And thank you for running back the LED lights for the screen grabs. So amazing. Love you so much.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Guys, should we raid someone? I mean, I know it's different. It's a chat. So I'm like, do we raid just because we got 75 of us here? Maybe we should. Let me look. I'll let you, Jess. You can decide. I'll read off some
Oh, let me
names.
see. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see.
We should always keep things in the Twitch ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
There's Abco, Caper, Future Beach Show.
Future Beats.
Yeah.
How long does he usually play for?
A lot of times he's like us where he'll be like, "Oh, I'm just playing a few more," and then he keeps going.
Right.
So maybe you know what? Let's raid him. We haven't raided him in a while. And then we've got
Yeah.
Miss Ninja, Pat Lock. I think Complexion would love to hear from us because he's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's raid the Future Beach show. This will be so
Yay.
fun. I'm excited. I think he's playing kind of like I checked his stream before we hopped on. I think he's playing like weekend party jams. So
Okay. Perfect.
okay, yeah, I love the chat. Fuck it, of course you raid. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go visit our friend Complexion at the Future Beach show.
Yay.
All right, I will and I'll end the stream, but I'll stay on to chat with you real quick, Jess.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We're raiding. Bye, guys.
Bye. See you later.